the local dungeon master. As you can see, today my skin is a little bit off. Had to be stuck with Steve today, having some issues. Hopefully I can solve that later. But I was too excited to bother fixing it, as I was ready to show you guys something really exciting that I built. I have myself here an entire kingdom in which I've built. We will be getting around in this video to the entirety of this kingdom. It's rather large, so I hope you're willing to stick with me. And let's go ahead and get started today. So first, as you can see, we've started off here on the docks. And for the docks, I used a lot of spruce wood, which you'll see I used throughout this entire kingdom. But I also used these oak logs to create the pillars, and used detailing of spruce slabs and trapdoors. Then we come down the docks a little way, past the fork, and we have a houseboat here that we've made. And with the houseboat, it's pretty small, but it's a nice little bit to the build of the docks. Keeps it in like a bit more details. You see, it's a small cabin for one. Got some storage. Uses some stripped logs, and there is a chimney along with. You will see the kingdom's color. I have chosen blue for it. I totally should have chose green though, because that's a much better color. But it was kind of too late after I already built it all. And there's a workstation in the front of the ship. So that is kind of the boat covered. I was going to add boats underneath with leads to give the appearance of the boat tied off, but it just really didn't work out too well. So, but besides that, we will be moving on a little farther down the docks. There is a fisherman's house here. It's got a sort of work area out front, and this is connected to the bedroom inside through these gates. You see, it's a small bedroom with some storage, with fish paintings on the wall. Got some high ceilings with a chain hanging lantern. Nice cozy fireplace here. Yeah, warm little places. Yeah. Then back out through the workstation. You see, we've got some shrubbery around the edges. I made sure throughout this kingdom to put lots of shrubbery around the building. I've used some signs for the detailing a little bit more on this building here, which you'll see is also a bit of a pattern throughout some of the further things, like those houses. Got some shutters on the back, and sort of this fantasy sloped roof. That's what I'd like to call it, with yet another chimney. It's the other side of the fireplace, still built in brick, and smokestacks coming out of the top. Then we'll go ahead and follow down this nice cobbled path with some lantern lightings. Then we come to the gate here. You might be wondering, well, Dungeon Master, where's the door? I don't see any doors. Well, we've got, you see these trap doors embedded into all across the wall. We've got hidden in here a little lever. And you might have heard those pistons. I built a piston door. I used a couple of these throughout the kingdom, but I'm just really proud of it. Honestly, it took this took way longer than it should have, and I probably could have made it bigger and better, but boy did I not want to spend too many hours on this. So this is kind of what we get here. Then I can come up to the side here of this ladder, and we're able to go ahead and through the gatehouse here, and under the trap door, go ahead and close it back up. And that's all nice. Speaking of this gatehouse here, I kind of want to show you it in a little more detail. So obviously there's the gate that kind of buffers out. But then the gatehouse itself is also built out on pillars. And I've used these cobblestone walls and oak fences to create pillars for the side to give it some sort of structural support look, and more stairs extruding from the wall. And there's even some nice peek holes, so like I'd say like an archer would be living in here or something, and they could check out, guard the walls. Let me actually give you a little shot inside. You kind of got a peek in a second ago here, but we've got just some storage and water, you know, like if the building started on fire, readily available here. This is more the ground level where like guards passing on the walls would be able to go through. But then if we head up this ladder, we can see here we've got more of the gate master's chambers. It's a cozy little home with some books and basic workstation storage. Got those ferns in pots. They're really nice greenery that can spruce up your builds good. Spruce. Oh, I'm bad at jokes. Then, if we open both of these, we come out to a sort of balcony outreach here, where there's a decent view over to see if there's like enemy ships coming, or just general lookout, even into the kingdom a little. So that is the entirety of the gatehouse shown to you, unless I put something in here that I forgot about. But then you see here we've got some more. If we just keep going down the wall, got some more gatehouses. After I've just kind of used. I don't remember what this design on the wall is, like where it comes up and got these divots, but it's like you could crouch behind it if you're an archer. Got little shooting holes. And anyways, I might remember that later in the video what those are called. But we've got the other gatehouse here. This one is for the water of like, so if you've got small ships coming through, they're able to travel through. This one is more for like actual players in just regular rowboats to access through. I do not have the redstone skills to build a full-size door that will fit something like this in it. That's just not happening. But what I've used here in this build, I expanded my my palette just a little bit more using these mud brick walls. I believe that's what they're called. On top of the cobblestone stairs that extrude out of the main wall. Then they kind of give it a little more detail while retaining most of the same size, making it feel a little smaller. But I also like to mention it's got kind of this like T roof, if you will, with similar. It's got like a weird smash of a barn shape and a fantasy shape of a roof mixed together with these little view windows, which we will get to see on the inside a little bit better. So let's go ahead and check that out inside. I might have forgotten the interior just a little bit on this build. Might come back to this in a later video to fill this out. As you can see, this is the redstone workings for the water gate down below here. You see now that I've flipped that, it's got the two layers open. different. It's got a bit more space, I think. And they also have like a lookout so they could if I can get up there. See out here the ships that would be coming in, and they'd be like requesting access to enter the kingdom. Either like, I don't know, a merchant ship or something passing through. But that is the entirety of the Watergate house. And we can go ahead, go a little farther down the wall, and we will eventually hear. Actually, let me just run over this wall. I don't think you guys want to wait for that to go all the way through. It might take a hot minute. But we've got over here the secondary entrance with this other gatehouse. I believe I built it similar to the other one, but it is a little bit different, and I kind of want to show you guys. I mean, the exterior, I believe, is one of the most similar parts. You'll see here, this one's a little more two-parted, so it's still got that, like, same shape of the one over there, up top, but instead of a balcony, it's an extension to it, in which it's got the same function of the redstone to open the gates, which I'll show you on the other side. We've got here, it's pretty similar to the other gate, but it works, and that's what I like the most about it. Then we'll go on to the actual interior of this. I'll fully show you guys instead of keep teasing it. We've got, it kind of steps up here. There's not a lot to see here. Kind of just a bit of a low bar roof. But then we come around the edge here, we go up this slow slabbed staircase. And then we open a bunch of trapdoors. We can go up into this Gate Master's chamber. This one not quite as snazzy as the others. A little bit smaller. You can see the nice bridge over there. Might show you down that way. We always close the trap doors behind because we gotta keep it looking like we found it. We will continue on down this wall. Actually, maybe we won't because I think this is the long section. Yeah, it's the long section. I'll show you guys a little bit to this, like, bridged area. It's just outside the gate. This could be a secondary docking, like, more... This is definitely, like, the side entrance of the kingdom. You see there's a lot more going on, like, more welcoming over there. But this could be, like, I don't know, a villager's access or something. And then we've got these, spruce, yeah, it's spruce. Pathway that follows along the edge of the wall. I really like this, like, overhanging, like, sheer path cliffside almost. We'll continue down. You see it's got these fences with lanterns just on top. It's a nice way to give some lighting. We come down to a bridge here that's rather similar in design on these edges to the, if you can see here, I'll grab a spyglass so I can kind of point out some stuff to you guys just a wee bit better. If you can see the docks over there, we've got I think this is actually a direct copy of it, but instead we've got a fence here instead of another log built up. Then this, I believe, was supposed to give a little more space for ships underneath. Just make it feel more spacious when going underneath. And then we continue on here into, like, a sort of tunnel. This would be the land crossing entrance to another section, maybe farming, whatever, could go over here. I've not done anything with this area. I kind of just cleared it out and made a path to it. So if you guys have any ideas, go ahead, leave comments down below of your thoughts, what to put here. But won't be showing much more of that unless you guys give me some ideas for what could go over there. But now I'm gonna go ahead, let's actually continue around the wall. You see it's got these nice curves in it. Goes, ooh! One of my favorite things in this world is just try and trace the walls while flying. We've got yet another water gatehouse. This one is, you see, similar in design, but because I freehanded all of these, they're all just a little bit different. Also, because I suck at redstone, I kind of buffed some of this stuff. But there is an actual access to down below here. I don't remember what that was for. I think that might open somehow. See this one, I must have had more of a struggle with it. Oh yes, because it's actual stone bricks that just come straight out. So this one's a really smooth entrance, and that's what that is up there. So you could see people coming in. Just give them a double check to make sure you let them in when you were supposed to. Be up there on the roof. We'll go ahead, close it again. Gotta close it back up. We can go up. This one is kind of a hidden spiral staircase, a little more tucked away anyways, not necessarily hidden. Up to this quarters, which is definitely smaller than the others, but this viewing window gives a lot more space to it, and gives a really good view of whatever ships would be waiting and requesting access in. So, I'll go ahead and close this back up. That might be all the gatehouses around the kingdom, but I might have a few more. I don't know. Let's take a looky here. Oh yes. There is a fork in the wall because there is a subdivision in the kingdom. Here is where I have dedicated, so if you guys give me some more suggestions of things to build in the kingdom, just like even just filler ideas, put this over here. My idea, because you see there's this big huge hole down the middle. I was kind of thinking in one video might build some sort of mine shaft here. I mean, could just take a second to look at this cave. I mean, that's kind of cool. I can't imagine how good this looks with the vibrant visuals on. I have it turned off because my PlayStation may or may not explode if I turn those vibrant visuals on. I'll have to test that another time because that might be better to show you guys stuff in the vibrant visuals. I was actually really excited for that update, as I mean, because I don't really do a lot of mods and stuff, but having the ability to just make stuff look a little nicer just in vanilla Minecraft, I thought that was a cool feature to be added. But anyways, beyond that point, we've got, this one is not a gatehouse like the others. This one is just simply a watchtower, because my thoughts was, I mean, it's kind of becoming a lot of space away from the gatehouses, and so this sector wouldn't be watched quite as well, and we've got to keep those walls well surveyed. We don't want to have the guards walking forever. This one, it's got a lot more storage sort of stuff inside, but it's pretty much a giant spiral staircase up here with lots of chains. Oh, I should maybe fix that. I'm gonna fix that while I'm here with you guys real quick, before I forget about that later, because I'm not the most easy at remembering of people, if that makes any sense. But then we've got up here just a sort of top of the tower observatory. I I might come back through here to do a little more detailing, finish up the interior of some of these builds, because I left this kind of just open. Excuse me, sorry. I left this pretty open to be able to kind of give, if you guys had any ideas for, honestly, this whole world is kind of just, whatever you guys are putting in the comments down below, I'm going to try and build, but I just gave us kind of a basis to start off of here. It's actually took a few months to build this whole thing, because that was a time when I was a lot less active into the Minecraft stuff, so it took a while. Even in the creative mode, I'm not the fastest at building. We can go ahead and zoom down this wall here. This is one of the things I was telling you is my favorite to try and do. It was like a little race car thing, kind of like follow the track. But we can see on this side of the kingdom, the walls go a lot more up and down. It's winding. It's because I made it to follow more of the shape of the island. Because you can see this entire kingdom, actually, I don't think I can fit it all in view all at once. But if you can see here, we've got around the wall actually covers the entirety of an island. So this kingdom is actually kind of a bit of a fortress. A big fortress, because, you can supply a whole mining economy in here. But it's a fortress nonetheless, and it's honestly, I thought that's what made this location so cool to me, because it was mostly on the island. You can see there's the river in the middle. It's where I've expanded into this little peninsula chunk a little more, and of course I showed you the extension over that way. But you guys are probably wanting to see inside the walls at this point, which I will show you in just a minute. I have one more gatehouse I just realized that I have. This one is more of an interior checkpoint, just to make sure. It is, okay, it is not pretty inside. This one is definitely on the functionality side of things. Yeah, I'm going to clean this up later, maybe. This might be a thing that takes me a while to get back around to, because I definitely focus on your guys' comments first, but then I would just, fix up general stuff that had to be fixed. But anywho, I'm gonna go back over to that main entrance that we started at and start the interior of the kingdom tour from here. So we got I have no clue how long this has taken so far, because I don't really have a good reference of video time. But I hope you guys are still doing well here. I hope I'm not taking too much of your time showing you around this. I really hope you guys are appreciating this. Just like to take this time real quick. If you guys feeling like it, just please leave a like down below. Give me, honestly, your comments will build this kingdom so much. Obviously my hands, but it'll give me the ideas, and so you guys will get to see in this kingdom what you actually want to see. And so I will be working on that through future videos. All you guys gotta do, though, is just leave those comments down below. But I'm sure you're kind of done with me jibber-jabbering about the comments, so we're gonna get back down to the video now. Or the tour, I should say. You watching the video the whole time. But we've got here sort of a housing sort of district here, just smallish. I literally built 4 of the exact same house. I probably could have spaced these out in a different way, but it looks nice. I'd like to say it looks nice. We go ahead, actually check out the exterior of this first. I'm not gonna show you all 4 of these houses, because they're literally cookie cutter houses, just mirrored around and stuff. But we've got sort of this fantasy roof style roof. is, not roof. I don't even know what roof is. Anywho, we've got the roof with the oak logs on the side going up with cobblestone. Goodness. Sorry, my brain is dying. It's getting a little later at night by now. And I woke up way early this morning. But we've got the cobblestone walls with oak fences to give more to the trim of the roof. This is in a fat T style roof, and it's got I want to call this a domicile is what I believe this was called. I don't know, we'll probably figure out what it's actually called later. But anywho, you can see that the house is kind of divided into these 3 sections in a way, with some of them having windows in the middle. And there's also garden out front and a slab foundation rimming the house. We can go on in, wipe our feet on the carpet. You come inside, feels really spacious in this camera mode. We've got walk straight into the kitchen sort of area. Got a bit of a stove top, and then cupboards, which I made using empty chiseled bookshelves and some oak trapdoors. Then we've got a table, which is pretty much the same as those ones you'd see in a village. But I mean, I'm not too oversized for this thing, right? Yeah, totally. But I figured the item frame was nice, so if you ever wanted to put, like, food on here, you could literally put it on, like, I'll show you right now. I think it looks nice when I do it. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's just grab, like, some pumpkin pie. Put it in. Boom. And now you can sit down and eat a pumpkin pie. Ah, delicious. Ah, that's awesome. Actually, I'm just going to leave that there. It's some nice decoration. So, then I'm going to go ahead and show you. There's a bit behind the stairs here. Has some extra storage for the house. Actually, it's kind of the main storage for this house. Then we go up the stairs around this nice pillar extends all the way to the roof. We've got a railing around it. And I wasn't quite sure how to fill this long hallway. This was kind of just a stereotypical type of... this is more of what you'd build for a starter house type thing. I just wasn't sure what to fill this space with exactly. But then we've got, in the back here, bedroom type thing. With, of course, that classic fern in a pot. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And, again, following along with the kingdom's, blue flag theme. Got that. And, this is the other side of the domicile. I really hope that's what these are called. Extrusions from the house. Yeah, it provides a nice window for that. But that is the entirety of these houses. But if you saw earlier, you walk down to the end of these houses, we got ourselves a little wishing well. Go ahead. Probably should have grabbed this earlier, but you take your little coins, you throw them on in. Oh yeah, I'll make tons of wishes here. Hope it comes true. You'll never guess what it is. I'm hoping for 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, you didn't hear me. But maybe it'll come true. Maybe the wish will come true. But we've got here, it kind of comes out a little. This isn't... I probably could have done a little better, but I was also kind of confined on the space I gave myself here. And I didn't want to rebuild the entirety of these houses. So I kind of just stuck with it. But it worked. It worked. Alright. Then we can come down. You might think this might be some kind of another house. But no, it's the Grand Tavern. That's what I decided to name it. you know, if you guys want, you could give me another suggestion for some sort of name for these like business type buildings. I just kind of put some stereotypical thing that felt like it was okay. But if you guys think you got a good idea in the comments, you can leave that down below. But this one is a bit of a different roof style from the others. You see, it's like almost two extensions on the side, because this like buffers out. But we still have like this domicile-ish front here. And then for these windows, the shutters have dark oak. Thought it was a good switch up from some of the other stuff. And there's a cobblestone foundation all the way around with these gardens surrounding, well, not really surroundings, kind of just on the front. But then we've got the nice smokestack chimney to keep everybody inside the inn/tavern warm. Ooh, I bumped my microphone. And we've got insides here. This one is a rather large building, actually. And inside there is two whole bar counters. So there's a little bit more seating. We get a nice seat here. Ask the bartender for a drink. Oh yeah, and a nice way for the people of the kingdom to end their day and relax. But then, for those that are traveling abroad, if we go up our andesite spiral staircase, you'll see if they checked with the keeper, they could have gotten a nice, lovely room at the inn here. You see, for the inn, it's got in each room has 2 beds with a kind of crammed nightstand, and there's some more counter space and cupboards if you need it, with a sink, is what I was trying to go for here, and some sort of workbench, I guess, if you need that while you're traveling, as some travelers do. Minecraft, of course, all do, but I was thinking of this from kind of a D&D fantasy perspective. This is the other side of the domicile window in here. Used a lot more andesite in this build. I really hope I'm not mixing that up with another block, because I just got the feeling in my head that that's not andesite. Got a potted flower, actually used on top of the large decorative pot, just a regular flower pot, and put the flower inside so it appears as if the decorative pot is holding the flowers. Then in the other room we've got here, it's just a mirrored version of the last room. Got the same heights and dimensions, everything, because I just split this down a little. If you noticed earlier, you might be wondering what's up the 3rd story of the tavern, because it's just that large. Well, it's kind of cramped up here, so much so on the way up the staircase you have to crouch even. But it is the tavern's storage area. This is where they'd keep extra kegs to refill the brews downstairs, or other food assorted items could go in those barrels. But that is the entirety of the tavern. I don't know if you noticed, but it even mixed up the wood types a little more here. Especially in this flooring here. Lots of different logs oriented quite differently. This was actually probably my favorite flooring that I've done so far. That is the entirety of the tavern now. Of Ye Grand Tavern, yep. Then, you might be wanting to see this castle, but I'm going to go ahead and save this for probably the end of the video to show you guys, because it's really big. Hey, and then you'll be anticipating, just waiting to see this thing. So, I'll show you. We may run out of time today, but I should be able to show you this tonight. So, anywho, then down into the forest kind of area here, we've got, well, obviously it's forest, but down a nice dirt path, we've got a bit of a logging and mining yard. You see, got some strapped up logs. It'll be big muscly. Pick it up. No, just kidding. I couldn't pick up that whole log. I couldn't. Nah, it's too big. Look at that stack. Look, it's like 7 times the size of me or something. Yeah. But past those logs, there's another pile in here. There's some stock barrels. You can actually have some saplings and stuff in them. And there's a lantern on the ground for when it's dark out, if you're still chopping away. Then down in the mine shafts, we've got similar to the barrel storage. Then it's got kind of this like bubbled rock shape. I don't know if any of you played like Clash of Clans or whatever. Kind of reminded me of some of the lower level mines of that. That was what my brain kind of thought as a reference-ish for this. It probably doesn't look anything like it, but you can curve down the edge of the mine, and I actually just have it down straight down into a literal cave. So that's the mine. The mines. We can go ahead and leave here. Down the path, just a little ways. And go around. We have here the storehouse, or like warehouse, storage yard, whatever you call it. With similar to the tavern, but just one type of wood for the flooring. And then there's towers of shulker boxes, which I put a few assorted things in. I had some actual system I had followed to put things in here, but as you can tell, a lot of stuff is just empty. Yeah, I remember this was like just generic storage of whatever didn't fit in these categories, in which I don't remember at this point. But that's it for the actual storage itself in the warehouse. Then there's like these detailed stair like hunks out of the wall. I don't know what I was going for, but I thought it looked nice. Then we've got, it's a like a beam supported ceiling, that's what I was thinking, with the lanterns hanging nicely from the midsections of it. And it's also got this nice archway opening, which, honestly, just while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly slap on these spruce trapdoors, just to see how it looks. Sorry, guys, I just gotta check this out real quick. It looks a little nicer. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. Let me go ahead, and you can see, I mean, again, referencing back to this castle, you see, got these tall towers and designs throughout it. Oh, I love that castle. I'll show you guys at the end of the video, hopefully, or the end of the tour, I should say. But oh shoot, I forgot to kind of present this whole area. This whole area here is the sort of business downtown area of the kingdom, was my thoughts, like sort of a market street, if you will. Like it spans out down like these dirt paths. I think this might be the only one on the dirt path, but we've got, I believe this was meant to be an enchantment shop of sorts. I don't know if you can kind of get the vibes from the shape of the building. Kind of like, and then the foliage and random barrels out the side. I don't know. I really like the way that I used this put-out campfire mixed with the different, not different, just mixed with the trapdoors up there to make a nice little entryway, in which we will use right away. Ooh, I even put a pressure plate to make it easy to get out. But inside, it is a little cramped on this first floor here. there's lots of barred windows. You'll see that's kind of a theme with like the business buildings. We've got the bar windows. This one was like meant to be able to be used. It could be an entire base of its own, kinda. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in there. But the cool part that makes it more enchanting and stuff is when we come up to the second floor that's a little expanded. You can see we've got, it's pretty much an enchantment room. You could use, like, if this was in a survival world, you could use this as your enchantment room through the kingdom. And there is a pot of, like, these supposedly magical powders, cursed as what I was trying to kind of imply with the skull here. And yes, it is just glowstone, but, and I'm not gonna break the pot, because I can't just grab this out of the creative menu. I actually have to, like, actually craft this, and I don't want to make you guys sit through me going through that, and boy, that took too long for what it was. Don't know why. Sorry, I was just staring at a candle there. But I hope, here, let me set it to nighttime so I can kind of show you guys how this ceiling looks little, when it's a little darker. There's just too much light seeping through. Let's just set it straight to midnight. So you can see, it gives almost a purpled vibe to it. I don't know if I'm seeing things, but that's what it looks like to me. Like, almost a purple hue from the distance. I don't know, I thought it went really nicely with the enchantment part of stuff. That is the enchantment shop, though, which actually I forgot to give a name out of all of these businesses. I know, how sad. But it's, if you guys want to give me a suggestion for that name, go ahead. I know I'm probably giving you guys too much with the comments, but honestly, I really want this to be like a community, like your guys' input for this whole place. Then, I should have introduced the building a little first. We've got Tell's Baked Goods. This is supposed to be kind of a bakery. It's got like this much more curved roof, I would say, a lower curved roof. And there's some greenery on two of the sides with what I imagine as like bread boxes almost. For these beehives, I use them as like bread boxes. You'll see in the interior a little more. And then I also made these like curved pillars to give just that little extra detail to this building. And like a decent bit of the buildings here, there is a chimney stack on this. Then inside, past these bushes, through the grand doors, because it's kind of a bit more of a grand, large doors, we've got this small yet tall space of a bakery with a little item frame menu here. You've got in the back, over the counter, the ovens, and a nice cake on the dining area here, set up with bread boxes above. Like, this could be like to go deliver a cake to someone or whatever. I don't know. It's a cool thought. And there's some paintings up above to be a little bit of a space filler, so it's not all so much one color up there. And like I said, from the enchantment shop, there's a bit of a theme of the iron bars for these shop medieval windows. Then we go on outside here again, and these are the last two actual shops that I have here. But as you can see, there's still plenty more to show you guys. But then, over here, we have the Granite Forgery, which is supposed to be like the blacksmith of the game. It has a really similar design to the bakery. I just changed it up a little. I think I used different kind of leaves. And did I waterlog the stairs? What is up with that? That is weird. I don't know what's happening there. That's besides the point, though. It's got the same shaped roof with the chimney and stuff. This chimney's a lot taller, though. Oh, wait, no, it might just be elevated. Yeah, it's just elevated. There's more workstation type stuff out back here. And you see I used these spruce trapdoors instead of the acacia, I want to say. Acacia trapdoors over there to give kind of a deeper color to it to match with the different leaves here for bushes. Then on inside, we've got, this one actually feels a little more open because I didn't have the back counter. We've got, instead of the ovens, it's the blast furnaces. There's some weaponry hanging on the wall. These were supposed to represent like little shelves, like each one of these small squares would be kind of a shelf of its own. Then we've got an anvil, so we can obviously hammer down on this stuff. A nice display of some armor. Hooks for hanging up stuff while, I don't know, dries or something. From the dunking, I know there's a special name for it. It's like a bucket, I guess. And that same window design. And instead of those bread boxes, it's barrels to hold stuff. And a grindstone up there, which I maybe should have tried to squeeze the grindstone over there, but whatever. The past is past. But something cool about the blacksmith here is, you see in here, we've got this trapdoor with the ladder that leads down, 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 which I'll go ahead and show you guys what's down here. Sadly, I can't make it any faster, so we just kind of gotta wait for it to go down, because it's the 1 block space, so it's slow. But we're here already, so it's fine. We've got down here, it's actually an XP farm. That's what this on-off switch is for. Yeah, I didn't need to zoom in. Sorry. So we can turn that on. There'd be an enchantment table, which probably want to use the one over at the enchantment shop because this has no bookshelves, but it's the idea that counts. And a storage in which there's actually, as you can see from these signs telling you, there's a lot more of the storage down because I had like a tower that went way down, and in the storage there's also like you can burn the stuff that you don't need if you're just not needing it that day or whatever. If you not want to put it into the main storage. Then there's a spawner view. I didn't do the best on building this thing because you have to sit up here for a while to make it in the distance that it will function. I'm gonna actually open it. I have this door because you can see all that door does is it's opening and closing. So you can kind of be maintenance for in there. I'm not good with the mechanics of spawners apparently because this one kind of sucks. But if we wait here just a minute, some stuff will spawn, and it should have opened up so I can do things. And here, just a moment. In the spawner, they should. Hello. I swear this used to work, okay? I really swear. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys back up the ladder here. I know it's kind of long, but I'm gonna take you back up and continue on the tour. I guess instead of my flunked XP farm. But it's a cool addition to the blacksmith. Then our last actual shop is bars and things. That's what I named it. It's sort of like a trading post, if you will, in which you see there's like a merchant cart out back this time with a pot from faraway lands, in which This one used more stripped logs for this second layer. Instead of a lot more of the spruce. I believe this is oak. I really hope this is oak and I'm not looking silly. But I can go ahead and go inside after we've taken just a second here. I mean, like, just look at those arches. But anywho, we'll go on inside. No sign. Okay. We'll go inside. I say that for the 4th time. Then, in here, it's got all sorts of stuff you could buy. This is, I guess, in a sense, the convenience store of the medieval time. They've got lots of art for sale, some weaponry even, competing with the blacksmith. A do not open cabinet, which doesn't open because it's chiseled bookshelves. Then I put in here like projectiles, miscellaneous items, which I actually put stuff in here. Got goat horns and stuff. Ow! What is that? I'll play one. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice one. Projectiles. I wasn't sure what to put in here for sure. Then we've got a searching like news library, which I imagine this would be like posters put through there of news that people can search through. There's a fancy diamond helmet. Real fancy for sale, must be expensive. But once we go upstairs, we've got a much bigger feeling one, at least, even if it's not. And it's got a lot more books. So there's spell books at the top. There's science books. I know, very controversial for the medieval times. And then some assorted bins of assorted powders, which put like glowstone, sands, redstone. Horse care things. You feed the nice horse. Special items. These are all like enchanted or rare things. That turtle shell, you wouldn't see that every day. But then, one of my favorite things that I put in here is the never melting snowball. It would be such a shame if someone were to, I don't know, throw it. No, couldn't be. I would never do that. Or would I? Just kidding. It doesn't get rid of it. Creative mode. We'll put that right back in the corner, right where we found it. No one will ever know. But then on the table, also got the honey and a dirt cup. It's a cup of dirt. I probably put too much lighting in here, if I'm being honest, but down past the lovely railings, we'll go back outside. Something I actually forgot to show you guys is the shape of the shape of the roof here. This one is an L design with a curved slope here. I really like how it looked compared to the other side, at least, which has like the sharp fantasy almost. And so it got sloped down with the overhangs. Just forgot to show you guys that on the other, when we were showing the outside of that building before. Then, if we go down the path, we'll go down there after I show you the church and graveyard area. So this building here, I didn't really have much of an inspiration go off here. But you got like a golden statue up there on top, kind of built. I don't know exactly what I was going for here. Then you see there's the large windows for the church building with the usual shrubbery. Then I was trying to make some sort of elaborate arch out of the stone here. You know, trying to make it fancy. It's a church. Then you go into the chapel, and And you've got some pews with what I would imagine be like Bibles or whatever in the back. I don't know. It's not a sign. Whatever. I don't know. It's church. It could be some other book. I don't know. I imagine them as Bibles or whatever, though. But that's besides the point, really. We've got here a nice cross with the backings of the trapdoors here. Made the cross out of some wood. I wasn't sure how to make it really look like a good cross, but it ended up working. And you've got kind of like a sacrament you pass, you take and bless the water and the bread and pass it out. Kind of have that stored in the back, wasn't sure where to put it otherwise. And then the speaking stands that have people bear their testimonies and whatnot. It's good. Got books, so if someone brought their notes up here so they could share with you. Yeah, that's the little church. I was gonna put some stained glass in. I was thinking about it, but it just didn't have a great spot for it. Who knows? Maybe I'll build another church after we expand into the vastness of that area, because I would imagine a medieval kingdom having maybe 2 churches. I can see that if it's big enough. Then, after we come around the back here, people can visit their loved ones in the graveyard. Didn't build too many graves, and also did not label them, I realized. Don't know if you guys got any ideas. I probably should stop pestering you guys with the ideas, but everybody got left some flowers. It's lovely. It's overlooking the river. I imagine this is a nice burial spot with the river overlook. Then, we come back around. Now that we're done showing the church, we go over this bridge, which I used the end rods to give it a little more lighting. This is probably the most futuristic bit of it. And I like to imagine this is like a wizard put these here so they weren't having to waste torches as so much, or oil in a lamp. But bridge, you see it's got some nice tall pillars, so it's still boats able to pass through relatively easily. And the lighting of the lanterns, it's hanging down. I realize that kind of invalidates the reason I had up here, but I don't know. I wanted to play with end rods. Then, for the railings, it's kind of got a lot trap doors, but also the walls here themselves. This is probably the ugliest thing in this whole kingdom. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a competition between that checkpoint gatehouse and this bridge. But they're not the worst. They could be way worse. But we're not here to focus on how bad some of my building skills are. We're here to show you the good. Yeah. So as we've come down this path, I realized I didn't really build a dirt path or anything out to this. This is like an archery training grounds. You can see we've got out front in the courtyard where you have archers shooting at the targets, and they can come in to a sleeping quarters which will house plenty of people, and they even have workstations, storage. I'd imagine this is a commander's armor. Then after going through the hallway, you can go up through the scaffolding, because that's all that would really fit, up to the walls, just to give them an idea and a reference practice for what it's like on the main castle walls. But then I probably should have stayed up there to show you guys, because that's the only access up there. So I'll just hop back on top. Then after we've come down the walls, you see these nice details, the signs, the little overhang. Come out into a mid-sector of the tower. wasn't the only spot to connect. Oops. So that can connect these two sectors. And this part over here is a bit more storage. A watch post, I guess. I don't know. Again, this is supposed to be training people, so then they can actually go on the walls. And they've got a little storage up there. I don't know, put some arrows. Give them a sense of what it would be like on the wall. And you can see, I actually just want to point this out. These fences kind of make a nice railing, and not railing, but like an overhang rim. There we go. Then on the top, we have the top of the tower. Dippity top. With some more lighting there. Honestly, I probably could have put it in there, but I don't know, it just didn't feel fitting. So that is the archery training grounds. And so I can come back out here, and I will continue down the path to show you guys the farming area that we have down this way. The farming area is this might be like the second largest build in the kingdom. I think probably second to the walls. I don't know, it's a tough battle between the castle. Because the castle looks sheerly bigger, like tall, but this is also really wide. I don't know on it. But the size is not the point of the build, it's how nice it looks. So, we're gonna go ahead and judge that here real quick. I mean, you've got a variety of crops like potatoes, beetroot, carrots, lots of wheat, and they're all kind of spread throughout with these dirt paths. I probably went a little bit crazy on the scarecrows, but I mean, it looks pretty cool at nighttime, I'd say. You can see the farmland followed the curves of the earth, and so it divots up and down with it. And then we've got, I remember if you guys saw in my last video, made a much nicer windmill, but this one is good if you're going small. So you can see it's got that same fantasy peak roof we've been seeing with a little, I want to call these turrets, just like I was trying to figure out what they were called on the wall. Like a turret's rooftop. Probably wrong. And the actual windmill part comes out a little more. Got a chimney on the edge. There's an arch over the window with the shutters and the bushes. There's a lot that goes in this house. There's a little walk up to go into the farms. And that's a beautiful feeling walking up out of that. Oh, that's nice. Then it's mirrored, that side of the windows and stuff is kind of mirrored over here. There's a bit of a different overhang on the actual mill part up top. And then we will go inside now, though. Just like the other windmill, kind of skinny opening. This one stays pretty skinny throughout the whole thing, though. As this is just meant for one farmer, though, really. I'd imagine the other farmhands would live somewhere else. And he's got lots of storage. He got his little kitchen and some workbench. I don't know if he'd need to fix up his tools or something a little. I don't know, I like to imagine a bit of a self-sufficient man. He's got a nice carpet. And you can actually kind of go up into this area of the windmill. It is just a hollow hole, though. Not much of a reason to go up there, but it's there. So, and this door just leads out to that side I was showing you guys earlier. Oh, I just squashed the plants. It'll grow okay. Actually, it'll just stay dirt. That looks all right with these paths. So then, well, we've got down, let's see, the farmhouse, the barn. Goodness, why'd I call it a farmhouse? It's not a farmhouse, it's a barn. With the animals out in front. I could have done better on the pens, but this is when I was getting kind of done with building the farm area. So this part didn't get quite as much love. But the barn, I think, looks really nice with, I think this is crimson planks actually to give it this red color. It's got a good bit of hay inside. And up on the next level, mostly just storage. That is weird that that's floating. But this is the barn. It's simple with its big open door, but I like it. I really like it. It could have been a bit farther from the wall, but it works. It works. That's kind of the thoughts of this whole place. So then, you guys might have seen this path down here. I'm thinking I might add some kind of small plaza over here later. I don't know. We'll see. That's again up to the future comments. That might actually, man, did I show you guys the whole kingdom that fast? Oh, no, I didn't. I forgot the castle. How could I forget the castle? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this thing's huge. How could I forget? So, now we finally get to take a closer look here at the castle. You can see these walls have been given a little extra detail with stone. There might be some andesite scattered somewhere. No, it doesn't appear so. Tough bricks and stone bricks, though, were used. And this is a trusty, thick walls here to this castle. Got five whole towers with these 4 smaller ones that give a safe outlook. This would be the last stand if somebody invaded. This would definitely be the last stand area because not only does it have this external wall, it's got kind of a tougher inside here. Give it nice and thick. But then up top here, I was showing you earlier, like this with the spyglass, there's these kind of lovely little designs. Actually, I really like the way this looks through the spyglass. But got different curved flowing designs. You kind of get the full scape of it. Flows around. It's not of anything in particular. Maybe I could change it up later, but I was kind of just doing whatever I thought looked really nice with the stairs and the glowstone behind. This same design is copied onto the back, so they're the same. But then we come down to the gate itself, in which I used some more fancy schmancy redstone here to make a button gate. So this one is a 4x4 door. How snazzy is that? And I can use a different button to close it, so I can close it from the inside. It's mostly just effective against mobs here, but it's really dope. I don't remember how it works. I'm pretty sure I followed a tutorial to make it, as it's been kind of a pattern here. I'm not good at redstone. So, but then you can see the inside here of these walls. It's really just the inside of walls, long corridors. But each of these towers is identical. Go up, we got those. It's pretty barren up here. And you see down the walls as well. It's all the same, just copy and paste basically. Not literally copy and paste because that's impossible. I still obviously built it all by hand. But it is the exact same round. Except for some of these lighting areas and hangovers. Just, this was how I gave it some good light behind it. I really like how these edges look. But there are also these windows, which this I did find a good spot for the stained glass. Goes around. That maybe should have just not been there. But then the stained glass would be to the back side. Go on inside. You gotta see a little interior already. But we've got lots and lots of armor stands. It's like an army threatening you to protect the king here. If I can get up on this throne. Oop. Yes, I sit in my big, huge chair as the king. As you may have seen, I've been wearing this golden helmet. I kind of imagined it like the crown. This was the best replacement, as I told you at the beginning of the video. This is what I had figured out because my skin decided to just not work. I don't get it. I don't have answers to that. But yeah, I just realized, why did I put these levers here? That is why. Okay, because to put those trapdoors down. And I guess it looked decent. I don't know. I could have done that different, I swear. But then we've got these grand paintings that have been put in here. I believe at the time of building these might have been the only 3 available in this size. Could have been. Could have been. This is kind of a bit of one of my older builds. I mean, it's not that old. Still got netherite. Then there's the chandeliers. I don't think I know how to build chandeliers, really. But this castle is not just this. It gets... There's more. There's more. Past the lovely no block floor. I guess the bard could always play a tune here. You can go up. I was really experimenting with the floors here. It's got furnaces. But then up this long spiral staircase with the rod in the middle. We'll get up to the 2nd floor already here. Got a long hallway. There's a nice painting here. Kind of a servant storage quarter. Yep, you see, labeled as storage. I was really excited for the hanging signs. And there is a library down the edge. Lovely, lovely comfy chair. Take a nice sit. Read the book here you got. Admire the painting. Woo. And the large collection of books in this well-lit room. Then I actually missed these 2 doors. This is one of the guest bedrooms. Did I put a... Okay, I didn't put a connection through those paintings. But I will show you guys in a minute something else I put. It's the other guest bedroom. I actually put... If you saw this painting earlier, you might think, well, I can't jump through that. Have to crouch and jump to get through this. And this is what I imagined would be like the king's sort of secret runaway stuff. Like if it ever got so bad he had to leave the kingdom, this is like the secret storage. You see, you could saddle up a horse. Got everything you could need, just run away. And some armor too. Now you gotta get back out here by crouching. But then the last room on this story is the King's Chamber. It's got a large bed frame and storage. It's kind of all I could see the king needing, but you know, maybe you need something else. But yeah, it's big. Got the blue shades. I could have dyed the beds, but it felt too overpowering of blue, so I didn't. We can go ahead, leave that room now, and we can continue on up the staircase some more. I know, don't you love staircases? This one's extra long. And then we get... don't want to fall down the stairs. We've got all the way at the top. This is the big tower I was showing you earlier. So this will give a really good view of pretty much the whole kingdom, I think. Yeah, you can see a lot from up here. You can see where we started the video over there. Way right over there. That's where I gave you guys the intro. Which honestly is probably like an hour ago by now. But you get to see all of the flags waving up above. Not literally waving. That's a cool project I could think of maybe. Make a waving flag. You got all these flags up for the kingdom. It's kind of blue kingdom of sorts. And we've got a railing. I imagine there would be a few people stationed up here, like 2, maybe even 3 at a time. And that would be what's keeping the kingdom as a general surveillance and keep them safe. Yeah. Oh, I realized I didn't need to go down this staircase. I could have exited up at the top. Now it's probably the same amount of time to just get out here. Oh well. Well, we'll go back out the door. Close it up. But this is the kingdom. That is the entirety of the kingdom. So that is all that I have built so far. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I enjoyed showing you guys around. You know, I feel it's kind of fitting we end on just the other point of the dock. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed the tour here. Don't forget to give me some comments or some ideas in the comments of what to add to the kingdom, and you can help build this place up with your ideas, and I'll build them up with my hands. Then I'll let you guys go now, and I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Bye.